Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge. You can find us on television. It's a talk show. We've had this going since the year 2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's been a really long time. We've had several different names. It started
Yeah.
out as The Edge. When I went to Charlotte, North Carolina, it was The Woman's Edge. Then I went to Afternoon Drive Home when I came back to Alabama. And so one of my friends at one of our stations said, "Why don't you go back to the Edge again? Or just better yet, say Donna's Edge." So I said, "Well, you probably know more than I do about this. I'll do it." So I did. But thank you regardless for staying with us all these years. We definitely appreciate that. If you have any ideas for shows, I'm doing a lot of research for our listeners right now. So if you have any ideas, things you would like for me to do some research on and go ahead and put a show together on, I'll be glad to do that. Just send a text or you can send an email to Donna@DonnasEdge.com, and I'll be glad to take care of that for you. Our podcast is all ready, and it's thenewscasters.com. And really glad of the update. Everything's working out really well with that. I have everybody's favorite mayor. I embarrass him every single time he comes on the show. And some of our folks out in the community say he is the world's best mayor. And so his name is Chuck Abels, a mayor of Geraldine, Alabama. Thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Always enjoy it, Donna. It's great to be here and get to talk about what's going on in Geraldine and beyond, just, with our people. And, just appreciate you having me. Appreciate you doing the show right here from Geraldine.
Always.
That's one of the many things that I always brag about when I'm out and about and get a chance to talk about Geraldine. I said, we've got a radio station. I said, even shows on TV, just done right here in Geraldine.
Well, that's partly because of the really good internet service we have.
Absolutely. And that list can go on and on about things that happen because we have the good internet. And, always like to thank the folks at Farmers Telecommunications for providing that. They're just great. And I'll add Farmers Telecommunications Cooperative. Cooperative is a big word in government. I'll say that.
Nose is held a little bit more to the grindstone.
Yeah.
You can add that on there.
Because that means it's a bunch of people working together, and that usually turns out well. And of course it started as Farmers Telephone Co-op in the mid-50s, and they have been very progressive and forward thinking and
among the first in the state to get this really rocking.
Right. Well, first in the state right here in Geraldine has the gigabit speed internet. One little spot in Opelika, just very small spot, and of course now they have it available everywhere in our county, and they're expanding into other counties as well. I like getting a dividend check from them every year.
Yeah, it's like your part ownership.
Yeah, and but they do a lot of great things, and and I know you're just talking about getting suggestions, recommendations for shows, and I mean, you can learn a lot watching. I mean, if you want to know something about cooking or canning or pruning or gardening or just all kind of things you can learn on here. And
well, I've got a master gardener. Actually, she's a horticulturist, and her name is Baker. It's Baker Farms. And so she has a segment. It's a series now we're going to start having here on the show. And I was down there and spent a lot of time with Cheryl over the weekend, feeling I did. And we didn't want to leave. She didn't want us to go with her because she was getting free work out of us. But anyway, we were just learning all kinds of really, and folks are wanting to know about those things.
Yeah. And then even in the early mornings, you can find out what the weather's going to be right here. Or
yeah, but now some people hold me to blame for that. I can't. It's hot.
What the traffic's
I'm
going
just
to be,
a messenger.
We don't have a lot of traffic issues here in town, but sometimes people going to Birmingham or Huntsville or
going
Atlanta
to
or Chattanooga.
You just want to know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, and all those places are, right within just an hour or so drive from here. So
that's cool because you can be right here where you got beautiful land and very affordable land, by the way. And I've met folks who are moving into the area, which is pretty nice,
Yes.
and low cost of living. And I've got to say internet, because a lot of folks now are working from home, and you've
Yep.
had some folks move in, and the first questions out of their mouth was, "How's the internet?"
Yeah. Same with trying to get a business here.
Absolutely.
Uh, you know, the restaurants. Their first question is, "Do you have sewer?" But and of course most of the the restaurants, with the internet, because most of them now have apps. Where you can order on the app,
And they also offer free Wi-Fi service to their customers.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's got to be good internet.
yeah. But lots of good things right here, available to have a business. Or I could talk for an hour on people that I know that have just moved here with no connection at all. I mean, I have people call me and say, I've seen this piece of property and I just need to know, a little bit about Geraldine. Never had heard of it till I saw this. And, what about the internet? And what about this and that? And, property taxes are low comparatively speaking. The utilities are, electricity's from the cooperative. And, so that helps keep the rates down. And got people that'll work, and got good school. And
Let's talk for a few minutes about tech jobs.
okay.
Because people are thinking about moving into this area, maybe starting a business, and they have kids who are thinking about, I don't have college debt. Maybe a tech school would be a good idea. Now, some phenomenal colleges here.
Yeah.
They have Sneed State, and just right really,
Yeah.
right in the middle of
Yeah.
Geraldine, Alabama.
Yeah. Sneed and Northeast. I mean, less than 20 miles to each one. Plus our tech school, they just won some national awards, some things from our
They do every
county
year.
tech school. They do.
I mean, they're always a winning tech school.
Yeah. And, I've got a son-in-law. I don't mention family much. I talk about other people, but son-in-law that actually went to tech school when he was in high school and took drafting, and and that's his formal training. I mean, he didn't go to school beyond high school, and he's 43 or 4 now, but he makes a lot of money.
I was going to say, what a career with no debt behind
Yeah.
it.
Doing drafting, designing things, and then and he travels all over the East Coast and sets up equipment that he's drawn it up. Somebody's built it, and then somebody buys it, and he goes and helps them get it set up, running, and all that. And his youngest son now is in the 11th grade, and he's taking drafting and at tech school and just loves it. And I'll go ahead and the drafting teacher at the county tech school lives right here in Geraldine, Tim Turner, and does a great job with that. And so we just got everything you'd want. I mean, or need.
See, the thing about those jobs is a lot of those you can be a consultant, and you can live in a small town like this, and we got the internet service, so that's great. And then we're right in the middle, smack dab in the middle of all the big towns, so you can have low cost. You don't have to worry about a high rent being in a building somewhere. Just work out of your home. Go down, make that happen.
And for you people out there in Australia and other places that watching this, our official population is 910. Okay, but now our school's got 1,150 kids, and I always throw in some of those kids have parents. So our community is much bigger than just what you would see if you look up and see what the census is. But for several years we've had a Dollar General, and a few years ago they remodeled, made it into Dollar General Market, which added fresh fruits and vegetables and meat and stuff like that. Well, a couple of months ago, we got our second Dollar General right here. They're 2 miles apart, but and I mean, the new one is. I mean, they're doing great. So I'm just saying, we've got 7 restaurants right here, and we've got a great hardware store. We've got, just. I mean, I get nearly everything I need right here in town. But something that I can't get, something's close by.
Yeah. Because you go to Albertville, it's just depends on who drives.
Yeah.
Don't tell the police here, but I can make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Phil can.
But we'll just say it's about 13 miles. And then
there you go.
And but Huntsville and Birmingham, basically an hour away, and Chattanooga about an hour, and so a lot get to airports and Gadsden half an hour away or less.
Well, we went to San Antonio, Texas for our wedding anniversary celebration, and so it was so handy to go to Huntsville just a few minutes to get there because we got a very early morning flight, so the drive wasn't bad at all.
Right.
So we got there before all of the heavy traffic started going to work, and I mean just right up the road. It was so handy. Yeah,
and before we came on, Donna had asked about my wife Catherine, and I took her to the Huntsville airport to fly to Houston a couple of weeks ago, and her flight left like at 6:30 in the morning. So I mean, I said, no, we need to leave, about 4:15 because you need to get there an hour ahead.
You never know about the work traffic.
And I thought, it's going to take an hour and a half to get there, and it took about an hour and 10 minutes to get there, and then wasn't anybody much in the airport, so it didn't take long. But I like to allow for probably wasn't going to hit any road construction at 4:30 in the morning, but anything can happen. But anyway, just saying, close by, and you can fly to anywhere from Huntsville.
And I got some great tips on flights.
Okay.
Absolutely. Some of my friends in Charlotte, North Carolina, who are flight attendants, told me about this. And so they said if you'll go like Priceline.com.
Yeah.
Like that, if you want to get hotel and an air flight at the same time, they actually turn in their inventory on Mondays, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays. And so pretty close to midnight, you need to do this. So Phil and I flew to San Antonio and stayed 3 nights in a hotel for $400 a piece.
That's great. I mean,
so that can save you some money right there. Otherwise, it would have been way over $1,000 a piece.
Oh, I mean, if you get a hotel for $200 a night,
you're lucky.
Yeah.
And this was nice too. We stayed at a really, really nice place right on the river walk.
Oh, that's great.
Right there. So we walked everywhere we went, didn't have to get a cab or any of that stuff. But that's what you can do too. And a lot of folks around here like to help you save money. And so that was what my friends in Charlotte, North Carolina told me about that. But anyway, that was a good thing to know. Next time you'll know.
Okay, yeah. And, I always like to brag about our park. We're always trying to do things. Right now, our tennis courts, pickleball courts are closed we're redoing the surface, repainting them and all that. They just finished redoing the basketball courts. We've got 4 goals, 2 full courts, basketball, and they just finished redoing those. And before they get through, they're going to paint a big bulldog out in the middle. Bulldog head. Our school is the Bulldogs. And we're getting ready to build another ball field, and got some other things coming on in the park. But
let's go into a commercial break.
Okay.
I want to talk about the ball team, okay?
Okay,
We're doing really
absolutely.
Good. Doing really good this year. We'll be right back in just a minute. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
Good afternoon, we're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge. Donna's Edge, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, and that's Abundant Television, and then also local right here in North Alabama, Channel 182 on Charter Communications. Don't forget that podcast, okay? And find it on the newscasters.com. It's a lot easier to say. Glad that was changed.
Yeah.
So it's smoother now than it was before. You can also find us on all the social media sites as well. All the Facebook and everything. If it's a social media site, we're doing it. So you can't get away with us if you want to, but you can check the show out every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. But if you're at work and the boss doesn't want you to watch the show, totally get it. You can always find us a little bit later. And so anyway, thank you again so much for watching. If you have any idea for a show you'd like for me to go ahead and do some research, I love research. I mean, I love the library. I love doing it's just fun to me. Send anything you want. and I'll be glad to get that for you. We're getting a lot of stuff about preserving foods.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. And folks from all over the country are watching this. So let's talk with folks all over the country. We've talked about the low cost of living here. And man, you can buy a farm for, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and if all you want is an acre, you can still have a farm on a big garden on an acre. And buy the concrete garden is awesome.
Yeah.
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 I'm still getting tomatoes out of that thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So pretty good. But and these are tips that I've done some research on, and you guys have sent me a lot of tips. I definitely appreciate that as well. Just send it to Donna at donnasedge.com. I'll be glad to take care of it. I have the world's best mayor with me right here. His name is Chuck Abels, and he is an awesome mayor. And the town is really lucky to have you. I'm going to say that.
Well,
You think outside the box.
well,
I'm embarrassing. Okay.
I've got a little saying and that I took from Abraham Lincoln, changed it just a little bit. He said, if you're fortunate enough to live in the United States, you're fortunate enough. And I say that about Geraldine. If you're fortunate enough to live here, you're fortunate enough. And but I feel very fortunate. I grew up here, and
Several generations right here. That's
my grandkids in school here, the fifth generation. My family didn't go to school here. My grandparents graduated in 1925, been almost 100 years ago. And of course, they were around prior to finishing high school, so their parents were here as well. But so I, just feel like I have a responsibility to try to help a little bit if I can, and but it takes a group, takes a good council, which we have, and people working together, and we do that. We've been able to get some things done,
and then the lady behind the man, Catherine. Yeah. Catherine's the first time I met Catherine. I mean, I just met her, and I'm like, she's a lady. I mean, she is an awesome lady.
Well, she's at this point a retired school teacher, and had been for 9 years, and then an opening came at Geraldine School at Christmas, and so she taught the spring semester, and after being retired 9 years, but it was good for everybody. It was good for her. It was good for me. It was good for the kids because, she was a great teacher. I mean, if she hadn't been, I just wouldn't say anything, but she was a great teacher, and her kids from 15, 20 years ago, see her and hug her and thank her for, and like I did, said, I didn't like y'all that much during school, but now I appreciate, you pushing us.
Miss Ritchie.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't know what I used to say behind her back, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm really glad that I had her as a teacher.
I am as well.
So I didn't appreciate it at the time.
Yeah.
But she actually encouraged you to think outside the box.
Yeah.
And she was, that's uncomfortable. Go for it anyway.
Yeah.
So she used a few other words.
Yeah.
But my word would be go for it anyway. And so it also helps me to raise my son. I use some of the little techniques, not all of them. I didn't put my glasses down here and start doing that little red pen she used to have. Yeah. But a lot of techniques that she used in teaching, I've used as life. I mean, life coaches in business and what have you. And I had other great teachers too, Dr. Runyon.
Yeah.
I won the math contest, and then he said, well, you're going to go and represent the school at the math contest. And I said, let somebody else have it. Because I was so shy then. I didn't want to I said, I don't want to go. I'll get sick. And he said, you're going. You want it. And I said, I don't want to. I can't do it. He pushed me. Made me do it anyway. But anyway, had some great mentors.
Yeah. And somebody had come to my office the other day they were doing a list of former principals of the school, and they knew I had a bunch of yearbooks, and looking through them, and I was looking through one, and I found one, and now I believe you had told me that your senior year you were voted quietest, and there you were right there. I saw it in print,
Quiet. In the library is where I hung out. I mean, that was my place.
But you got over it.
Well, the film will tell you I'm still quiet. I'm only talk when there's other people around.
Well, and you mentioned Catherine, and she does encourage me a lot. In fact, this is my third term as mayor, and at the last election, I thought, it's time for somebody else to do this. I'm going to run for council, and I'll
I'm
help
saying
out.
no to that. I hope he.
And so last time, I typed up a whole page of stuff to send to the newspaper, saying, I'm going to be running for council, and talk about some of the things we've done. Since she had taught English for 30 years, I said, look at this, and she always tells people that I'm probably better at correcting grammar than she is. But anyway, since it's always good to let somebody else look at it, because in my mind I knew what I meant to say, But anyway, I said, look at this, make sure I got punctuation right and everything. And she read the first line on there saying I was going to run for council, and she just ripped it up and threw it in the floor. She said, no, not that. You need to be the mayor. And so, guess she doesn't want me hanging around the house. But anyway, I love doing this, and
I can tell. I can tell. I've been around mayors before. It was like they were pushed into it. As a matter of fact, I know a guy, not here, but I knew a guy in another area. His wife wanted him to be mayor. He didn't want to be mayor. And so she said, I want you to encourage him. And I said, I can't encourage him if he doesn't want to be mayor. And so she says he wound up not being. He just didn't want to be.
Yeah.
But I can tell your heart's in it.
Well,
But now this guy's a good guy.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to be mayor.
Well, it's not something you need to do if you don't want to.
That's true. I would say that is true.
I do thoroughly enjoy it, and 99% of it. There's always a few things, and I'd like to get more done than we can get done, but we're doing something all the time, and I always mention about our local bank here that started over 50 years ago, and it's a local bank.
Used to be called the Geraldine Bank.
Yeah, now Liberty Bank, but that's because they branched out. They've got branches in 6 other locations now, but they built a new building a few years ago and donated the old one to the town, and just said, you can do whatever you want to. You can make it into something. You can sell it. Do whatever you want to, as long as it's not a financial institution, which that's fair. Yeah, they're giving it to us, and nice brick building, solid. And then our U.S. Representative Congressman Robert Adderholt, got us a big grant, $375,000 to fix it up for our medical clinic here. That's in a small building, renting a small place that is just great. Great people, and actually, I finally got the email yesterday to proceed.
Oh yeah.
Been working on it. Congressman Adderholt called me 2 weeks before Christmas last year and said it'd been approved. He said, "Now it's going to be paperwork to fill out and all this, and so we jumped through the hoops, did what we needed to do, and so we've got the okay. So we're going to get started on that real soon, and." Excited about doing that, but it's just I always say if I didn't live here, I'd move here, because it's just a great place to live, and got our grant to build a sidewalk from the school to Family Dollar.
That is awesome. That's very. We got to call it a day. But you're going to come back, so we're going to talk about that as soon as you come back.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with you shortly.